Good morning, good morning. Happy almost New Year. So I gave my professional review and comments about my recent trip on a Carnival Legend out of Baltimore. I went on the second tour, if you want to say, for the Carnival Legend. I went the week of Thanksgiving. I gave pictures. I had a lot of questions, a lot of comments, and I just wanted to give a different version. My not biased, but my opinion for those who have asked a lot more in-depth questions. So here I go, and I'm going to start all over again, but I'm going to try to give as much detail as possible. So I am a researcher, a planner, and that is who I am, what I do. Before I do anything, I research it down to the nail, down to the T, down to the wire, everything you could possibly think of, I research it. Just because I need to know. So I feel like this would help any and everybody who is in my situation as well and needs to know. So I booked it because the rate was insanely cheap. $900 for a balcony room. It would have been $600, or no, it might have been $700 without the oh my gosh, people drive. It would have been $700, I believe, if not a little bit less, if I would have stayed with the level of the room that I got. But I'm like, balcony, higher level, sure, why not? It's cheap, and I didn't have to pay for airfare because I live in the area. Well, not in the Baltimore area, but in the area that took me an hour to get there. Anyway, so I booked it. I started, reading reviews, and no one really had a full review, I believe, like I gave. So I always pre-purchase as much as possible to avoid that bill at the end and avoid any extra costs that I may not be expecting for whatever reason. So I bought the water. It was 12 bottles of water for like $4, I think it was. It was Crystal Geyser. Purified water, not like Deer Park or anything, but it's what it's for. My husband drinks water every morning when he gets up, so instead of me having to go out and get water or order water, I just prepaid for 2 things of water. The rooms are smaller to me. In the balcony room, I was on deck 10. I was on 8. 8121 was my room. And I was right below the Lido deck, which I did not know, and I didn't think to look at the map before I booked that room, or I would have changed it because you heard everything. We got to the port, and the parking situation was a disaster, only because of the ship that came before we did. The ship arrived late because they were trying to avoid traffic, which means they got in later and they disembarked later. It was just a whole nightmare. I feel if that wouldn't have happened, it would have been a much smoother process. Neither here nor there. We got there, we checked in. Once you parked your car and they took your luggage, as you're going to park your car, there are guys that are signaling you where to go, what to do. So that was smooth. They took our luggage. We tipped them $20. We got on the ship. We went into the port. Parking is $115 for 7 days. I mean, it's relatively cheap in comparison to airfare, a Uber, a taxi, however you want to do it. Some people Ubered. I just didn't want to park somewhere else to come somewhere else. When I'm coming home, I want to go home. So we did that piece of it, and we walked on into the port. There were COVID people, health officials, if you want to say, or hired health officials who checked your vaccination card and your negative COVID test. You have to have the barcode. There's no printout. They don't want no printout. None of that. You have to have the barcode. So the barcode, printed out. It was on my phone, and we were smooth sailing. We went to the lines, and they had at least 10 to 12 people who were checking people in when you walk into the port and they check your information. What I do like is they expedited the process by using your passport picture or your license picture, whatever picture ID you gave them when you first started this process. That's the picture they use for your sail and sign card. So there's no confusion of, oh, Smile took a picture, it has to load, get to your card, which is amazing. The first thing I want to do is go to my room just to see my room. And again, it was smaller. It wasn't dirty. It wasn't sparkling in like, you know, a newer ship, but it did its job. I wasn't complaining. It's just a lot smaller than what we've had in the past. The balcony had 2 chairs, no table. Oh, it did have a small table out there. You can tell there's some wear and tear in the ship, but this ship was newly refurbished. And again, it was a cruise. I was relaxing. The bed said king size. It was not a king size. I'm a fluffy girl, and there's no way all this fluff and my husband's fluff was in the queen. We was in a queen size bed for 7 days. We made it work. Whatever. The refrigerator was not refrigerator. It was a cooler. So just think, if you want something ice cold, it ain't gonna be ice cold. It's gonna be chilled, and chilled is I use that term loosely. I don't like anything cold. You may have to get an ice bucket if you want something cold. The bathroom, tight bathroom, shower, it worked. It served its purpose. I bought the over the door hanger thing to put all my toiletries in to save space. And yes, we had to turn sideways to shimmy in and out that bathroom. But again, it's a cruise ship. It's an older ship. What do you want? Our room was ready with, like, we walked onto the ship, and I will tell you, if you have mobility issues, they will take you in a wheelchair or give you the best option to get onto the ship without having to go up this ramp. The ramp to get on this ship, it might have been 5, like, and it's like you had to like bend down and go. People were like stopping because it is like a hike to get up there. Your calves are burning by the time you get onto that ship. Our room was ready. Like I said, we dropped our stuff off. Our keys were outside our door in the thing, which was wonderful. So you could instantly use your sail and sign card. We bought our lanyard thing so we could put the card in, which was easier than carrying around your wallet. We got a drink. We had the drink package, and the first drink we got Guy's Burgers, of course. But I did not know that when you are in port of the States, they have to charge you some kind of tax or something because it's the States and they want a piece of everything you got. So I'm like, but I got a cheers package. I paid for all of this, but that's their rule. So for the first day, I want to say, day and a half even, because we were still in U.S. territory, we had like 99-cent charges, 90-cent charges, depending on the drink that we had, which was neither here nor there because, again, we prepaid and it was menial charges. The casino, of course, is not open until it gets into the waters, and I think it was like after 2 hours, then you could go into the casino, which is fine. I was walking around the ship. A lot of the shops were still closed. They took a very long time to get everybody on board because it was just a disaster, like I said. Guy's Burgers, they still had the condiment section. They want you to wear your mask when you're on the ship and in public spaces. People were respectful of that. The pool was the pool. There is a pool in the heated sauna or jacuzzi. A heated jacuzzi in the gym toward the back of the ship, I believe, where the Serenity Spa is. There is a gym, and there were people in there like all the time. I had no idea. I only stumbled upon it because we were doing a scavenger hunt game, and I had to find the gym, and that's where I found the people in the pool. There is a Serenity Spa area where it's adults only, thank God, no children. There's a bar back there. They have the cabanas. Excuse me. I'm going to keep saying, I don't know why I do that. Again, There is the clamshell chairs. People hoard them. They don't monitor like how long someone's been in there. You can be there all day if you want, and they don't say anything. There's very comfortable chairs, good bartender. The best bar to me is the Alchemy bar because they make specialty drinks. You will wait in the Alchemy bar a very long time, and a very long time to me is like 5 minutes, because they have to make these special drinks with special concoctions and potions and slips and dips and trips into these drinks, but it's well worth it. I paid for the first night. We ate guys burgers like around 3 or 4. I think we had like what is the bar called, like the Lido deck food, so we weren't really hungry, so we didn't go to the main dining room the first night. The second night we were still cool. It was still cool, so I had sweatpants on, and I had a sweatsuit on. Even though I was in and out, you still felt the cool air. I prepaid for it's $38, I think it was, per person for the steakhouse dinner, because it was our anniversary. So we went to the steakhouse. It was right above where we were staying at. Wasn't far. It was nice. Was it worth it to me? I mean, all right, all right. So the portions are small, but it's just the experience that you had, and it's titled Fahrenheit 555. It is not Fahrenheit 555 anymore. It is called Nouveau, or Nouveau. Nouveau is how Nouveau, I believe it is. The food was fine. Like, I had lamb chops. I believe my husband had steak. It's typical ship steakhouse food, and it was what it was. Service purpose. Would I do it again? I don't know. All the service staff have on face masks, so it is very hard to hear them. And because some of their accents are still pretty heavy, you have to try to like lean in and be like, I'm sorry, or you just smile and shake your head and hope for the best. But they're all very nice and very accommodating, so don't worry about that. We instantly changed our clothes after dinner. We were full because there's a lot of courses, and the food is heavy. We changed our clothes, went back to the casino. We won some money in the casino. I think I had like $500 maybe this second night.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
So we left Sunday, so that was Monday. Tuesday, we went Monday night to the steakhouse, and then Tuesdays when it started to get a little bit warmer, and we were, you can tell you went into the Carolinas or Florida even. You can look and tell, and you can look and see where you are, but it never really helps because you don't know where the hell you are in the water in comparison to the actual border or the coast. The channels in the ship suck. Usually you expect to see at least a TNT, a Lifetime, something that you can always find something on TV to watch. No. It was the CMT, which is the country music station, a country music TV. What was the other channel? Of course, the Carnival channel, Where You Are channel, What's Going On in the Ship channel, and it was another random ass channel. I'm like, what? And it was never anything on, like anything. They played the same few movies over and over again at different times, but can I get Lifetime or TNT where I can watch Law and Order all damn day? I know you're not supposed to be in your room, but sometimes I just want to. They do not have a movie on deck. The kids club, I don't know, because I didn't bring my kid, because my kid is 19. I'm trying to think what else was there. We went to the main dining room the third night, and we met a very nice couple from the area, because everybody usually lived in the DMV, which is DC, Maryland, and Virginia area. And we sat with them every night. We had a great time with them. And we and it was only them two. It was a 6-person table, but it was just us, myself, my husband, the 2 guys, and that was it the entire week. We were on vacation. I'm like, was anybody else ever sitting here? And it was sad because the guy said, yeah, but when we sat down, they asked to be moved to a different table, and they never came back. And I'm like, did you ask to be moved because they were two gay guys? Like, I don't know. It felt me feeling a certain kind of way. They didn't care. They weren't offended, but it's still like, it's 2021. Really, people? But, you know, to each their own. We had a great time with them. We had great conversation. I enjoyed their company. And it's nice to finally sit at the table with people you can actually have a conversation with, because in the past, we have gone on cruises and we sat at tables when we leave from Florida, and people either don't speak English or don't want to speak English, and they don't want to talk to you. So it gets kind of, you know, not that we can't keep our own company, but it's nice to talk to somebody on the ship. The comedy show was decent with Thea. I didn't do a lot of late night comedy shows because I heard those were better, but some people got offended. They said you can't do comedy anymore because people get so offended over every little freaking thing. Thea Vidal was there. She was funny a little bit. Vargas was not funny. I didn't laugh not a single solitary time. They had some of the trivia shows, the game shows. I participated in the Golden Girls trivia, and I won a ship on a stick. I did Seinfeld trivia. What else did I do? They had sports trivia, my husband did. And again, it's just something to do while you're on the ship, and I'm a busybody, and I like doing busybody things. So, that was that. What else can I say about it? The Red Frog Rum Bar was very good. They don't give you straws. Bring straws. Bring straws. They give you these sugar straws that you can kind of eat after. If you leave a sugar straw in your drink, it'll get like a wet noodle and it'll just be nasty. The sugar straw is good to enhance the sweet drink that you may have, but if you have like a whiskey sour, it ain't gonna work out well for you. I get it, the turtles and all that kind of stuff. I brought my own straw and I carried it around with me because I just didn't want sugar straw all the time. They had, Nelson was the best on the ship. He was from Trinidad, I believe, or Guyana, and he was one of the support crew, fun ship staff people. The food in the main dining room was decent. We got a little bit of everything, returned some stuff, you know. Overall, it was good food, free food, including your packaged food. If I had to complain, I would complain about the Lido deck, the noise. And again, this is my fault. I should have seen that when you're on deck 8, deck 9 is the Lido deck, so you will literally hear everything at night, which means the pizza station, the ice cream station, kids running back and forth at night, like you. And then they're trying to clean up around 3 or 4 in the morning to get prepared for the morning rush for breakfast. You hear the chairs being dragged across the floor, and it's like, oh my gosh, what is that? What is that? The water stinks leaving out of Maryland, and it leaves a stain, and it's just, you know, the water. I wish the casino did not allow smoking. They had different sides, but it's like smoke travels, and I don't see any kind of vent. So why are we really smoking in the casino again? Because they can try. Like, I just didn't get the concept. People who are smokers will disagree with me because they're smokers. The better games I find were on the smoking side, because those chain smokers will sit there till that cigarette runs out, and that's where they get their money from. I won on a game that was on the smoking section. Me and my husband won quite a bit of money on that side, and I hated being there for so long, but I kept winning. So I'm like, well, why would I leave? The other games weren't winning out, so weren't paying out as much. I noticed on the regular side, and it's really hot. It's really, really hot in the casino because it's not a large casino, and the games are close. The heat from the games, the people, it's just hot. So wear a tank top. Like, seriously, wear a tank top. What else was there going on in the casino? They had like the hot seat competitions. They had a lot of different things to do, but it was just really hot. They had the wipes, they had the hand sanitizers when you go in, they had the hand sanitizers when you go out. So you can either, if you know you're going to be at that machine for a very long time, wipe the machine down and then play that game, and that's, you know, your sanitizer. You can put the face mask on. They don't really bother you if you're sitting at a machine and you have like your face mask like over your nose or just down a little bit, because it gets to be cumbersome over your mouth, nose, and face, because it's heat. You're sitting there, you're playing a game, and it's just,
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
it's just you. So it's a lot at one time for some people. And people, for the most part, don't sit right next to you unless it's a game they really, really want to play. So like when I would sit down, my husband would sit down next to me, so we know we're in our same space. I feel like if they had the glass partitions in between, that it would have been too tight and people would have just like been a hot mess. It would have been a hot mess. So I applaud them for doing what they could do. Sometimes they would take the games out of commission, so it would be every other space. You can cash out in the casino to your room or cash out in your hand. On the machine, you can charge your Sail and Sign card, but when you are cashing out to your hand, be very careful of the buttons, because you can hit cash out to your Sail and Sign card and then you can't get that cash out unless you know the amount and you can pull it from your Sail and Sign card back to the machine to cash out. I hope this makes sense. I'm going to try to explain it a little bit in more detail. I won $500. I wanted my $500 in my hand. So I went to the what is it called, to the teller and got my money in my hand. If I did not want the money in my hand, I can put it's a button that says cash out to your Sail and Sign card, which would have put the money on my account on the ship. Could have worked out as well there. So when I went back to play later, I could have pulled money from my Sail and Sign card account, which would have been that $500, and played with that over and over again. But I feel like sometimes you don't remember, you don't know, unless you really are mindful of it. You'll just charge your credit card up the yin yang, and your bill will be astronomical because you don't even realize how much you've been pulling out from your credit card. What else was there? The free port, I don't know why they even make that a port, but you know, everybody got to get their money. Freeport is just duty-free shops. Not duty-free shops. It has like a couple of vendors that have like the usual, the towels, the tchotchkes, the blankets, t-shirts. Other than, once you get past that generic little area, I don't know where you go, what you do. I didn't see any kind of cabs. I didn't see anybody saying, do you want a tour? I didn't see any of that. So I didn't even know what's really going on in Freeport. It's like a barge. I don't know. Nassau, I've been to Nassau 1,000 times, so I got off just to see the differences, and the shops are still the same. You can still walk around. White Hennessy is $54 on the ship. On the island, White Hennessy is $90. The lady said, I said, how much is the White Hennessy? Just curious. She said $90, buy on the ship. Who was buying it on the island for $90? I was like, damn. That was a shock to me, because when White Hennessy first came out and I was buying it for people and bringing it back, it was like $35. I'm like, damn, like $90 took me all the way out. But you know, whatever. I bought one back for my girlfriend, and I bought, of course, there 4 bottles of Grey Goose.
Red light camera ahead.
For $100, $25 each. You can mix and match the Ciroc, the Grey Goose, or the Belvedere. You name it, it's on the ship. You can buy. You cannot drink the alcohol that you purchase on the ship. You cannot not do it. They take it, they write your name on it, and then they deliver it to your room the night before you disembark in a container. Now, if you feel like you could, now they deliver it to you around 9 o'clock. And if you can drink all of what you bought from 9 o'clock that night till you get off the ship in the morning, blessings to you. But you cannot, they will not give it to you until the night before. The other piece of this is when you're coming back to Baltimore and you have, and I did not know this, and you have the drink package at midnight is when they cut you off and you are now being charged regular price and the drink package no longer applies. So we were at the bar till like 11:57. Like, no, give me more, because I wanted to get all my coinage for my drink package because I paid $828. It was $757, I believe, and with tax and gratuity, it was an extra $130, I believe. What else was there I can say about it? The drinks are never strong unless you get drinks straight up, and that's what I started doing like day 3. I'm like, is this liquor? Because I love Long Island iced teas, but I'm like, let me just get Grand Marnier on the rocks. Let me just get rum on the rocks because I need to get, like, I'm paying y'all. Can I get this? I don't drink coffee. I did, my husband has some iced coffee because that is also included in the drink package. So I feel it's worth it because you don't realize how much drinks cost. So when we would sign the bill, $9 plus tax and tip is $10. $13 if you got like a frozen specialty drink. Oh, the Red Frog Rum Bar. They have the fish bowls. The fish bowls are not included in your package because it's like 3 or 4 drinks in one. It is not included. You have to pay for that out of pocket. The Red Frog Rum Bar fish bowl drinks are not included. Bring straws. Which was fine. I just got a regular drink and I was fine with it. I didn't have to have the fish bowl to say I had a fish bowl. Back to my original comments. The drinks are not strong, but you get your money's worth because, again, a drink $13 plus tax, and if you want to give them a tip.
Red light camera ahead.
$15. So me and my husband both have 2 drinks. That's $30. Period. For 1 drink. And this is, let's say, lunchtime. If you want to get another one, because usually you have 2 drinks back to back. Usually, I mean, you know, if you're a drinker. So that's now. So we're now at $60. And that's just lunch. Then you have 4 more drinks. It's $120. Like you're at the limit, and they charge you. I think it's $51.95 per day for the drinks, and it keeps adding up. It keeps adding up. I feel it's worth it. The drink package is worth it in the beginning because in the end, look at that bill. You're like, oh, I had all this. Oh, I had all this, and listen. If you're not mindful, it'll add up. I promise you. It happened to us the first cruise we had, and the bill was just about $800 for 3 days. So get the drink package if you can. Pay for it up front because unless you are smuggling liquor and or plan on paying for it after the fact, and you can be mindful of it, pay for the drink package. It's worth it. It's just worth it. I think that is all I have for y'all. But, you know, Carnival Legend was a nice ship. It's a smaller ship, but, you know, it made its way. It didn't disappoint me too much. I have been on the Vista. I've been on Royal Caribbean. I've been on Norwegian. And this is definitely one of the smaller ships. Would I have sprung for a suite? Maybe. For more room, because we're big people. But it's not mandatory if you just go want to relax. It was cold Sunday. It was cold Monday. It was cold some of Tuesday, and it started warming up by Wednesday. So take that with a grain of salt and determine your outfits, because that was my biggest thing of trying to pack for the weather. Because one day you want to pack for warm, one day you want to pack when it's hot. You want to wear a bathing suit. You don't want to wear a bathing suit. It's just a lot going on with that. So just be mindful of all of that when you are cruising out of Baltimore. But just know it takes a lot of stress and pressure off of you from having to fly if you live in the area and you just want to get away. I believe I covered everything. I really didn't have any bad things to say about it, and I usually do. But get the drink package, bring straws, tip your people who are good to you. We gave our room steward, I think we gave him like $70 because he was really good. They do change your linens every day. They ask you, do you want morning or night? I don't know how the hell they remember that. And you can always put your thing on the door that says like we're snoozing and we're not cruising or whatever the sign says, that you don't want them to come in and they won't come in. Bring a fan. Bring a fan. They have fans for you, but our AC, and I most people throughout the ship had the same complaint, that the room was either too hot or too cold. And I don't know if our room was too hot because we were right below the kitchen. I like it ice cold, and usually the rooms are nice and ice cold. It was not cold. It was not cold. It was like, I need a fan. I already had a portable fan, and then they brought another fan, and it was better, but it's loud. And then we ended up opening the door to the balcony, which turned the fan, the AC off, but the air from outside felt so much better than that fan and that little fake AC they had going on. So just be mindful of that as well. Comment, like, subscribe, and ask me any more questions you may have, because I have the answer.